Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about why the no contact rule is so effective. So, why is the no contact rule so effective? So there are a few things that I personally believe that I've seen that reveals why the no contact rule is so powerful and why it is so indeed very effective. So the first thing, and you may have heard me speak about this before, is that it reveals how people truly feel about you. Okay, because if someone loves you, if someone cares about you, if someone wants you in their life, when you start to back off and you're no longer talking to them, what you'll find is that that person will start to fear losing you and will then start to pursue you, will start to reach out to you more, will start to get in contact with you because they are worried, basically, that they're losing that relationship with you, right? And they don't want to lose you. Okay, so if they love you and care about you, they will reach out to you. Whereas, alternatively as well, what the no contact rule shows is those people that do not care about you, that are happy that you're not in their life anymore. And those are the people that will not reach out to you. They will not initiate any conversations with you. They will not try to resolve things. They have no fear, essentially, of losing you. You are expendable to them. Okay, and that's what the no contact rule shows you. It shows you exactly where you stand with an ex or with someone that may have lost interest in you, right? It shows you exactly those things. Okay, it shows you and reveals to you through time, because you may not know straight away, right? Because it's something that happens over time, right? So for example, it may not be like tomorrow that someone will fear losing you and come back into your life. It may take a couple of weeks for them to realize that you've gone ghost, that you're not there anymore, and that's when you start to hear from them, right? But they will notice your absence and they will become fearful and they will reach out to you if they love you and care about you. Okay? Whereas someone who doesn't love you and care about you, you'll just never hear from them again. Okay? And again, you may not know that until some time has gone by. Okay, so another reason why the no contact rule is so effective is that it makes you the more attractive and desired one. So if you've gone through a breakup, because a lot of the reasons someone is using the no contact rule is because they've been dumped usually and they didn't want the breakup to happen. So then using the no contact rule as a tool to get that person more interested and to try and get that person back. So with that being said, at the beginning when that person dumps you, right, they're the one that is more attractive because first of all they've dumped you, right? They've ditched you, right? They're the one that is the more desirable one because they're the one that's probably still wanted, especially if you did things like you begged and you pleaded and you really tried to force things to make things happen to get things back on track. And what that shows is that they're the desired one and you're the one that's desiring them. Okay, so what the no contact rule does is that it just completely just deflates all of that, right? And sometimes it gets you back both to a baseline for a little while. And then if that person still loves you and cares about you, what happens is you start to become more attractive over time because they fear losing you, okay? And therefore they're the one that's going to have to pursue you and start reaching out to you. And they're the one that's going to have to start trying to resolve things to try and keep the connection going, right, essentially. So it makes you the more attractive one, right? It switches that dynamic from you being the pauper, basically, right, and then being the attractive one, to the other way around, where you're the more attractive one and they're the one that's begging, they're the one that's pursuing, they're the one that's chasing you. Okay, because the one that is that's chasing is the one that is weaker, essentially, right? Because the one that is not being pursued is the one that is more attractive, the one that is has more self-control perhaps as well, and that is obviously very attractive. The one that is needy and insecure and chasing is the one that is less attractive. Okay, so it makes you the more desired one if you are applying the no contact rule. Okay, so the next reason why the no contact rule is so effective is because it's easy, right? It's effective because it's an easy thing to do, even though sometimes it may not feel very easy, right? Because basically the no contact rule says that you should not contact your ex, right, at all, okay? So that means you don't have to lift a finger if you think about it that way. You don't have to message, you don't have to try and think about clever things to say to them or anything like that. The no contact rule is very easy by the fact that you don't have to do anything. right? You don't have to message them, you don't have to try and chase them, you don't have to put in any effort whatsoever anymore. You can just not speak to them at all and just not use your phone for a while in when it comes to them and things like that. You don't have to do anything. So don't fool yourself into thinking that, oh yeah, the no contact rule is such a difficult thing to do. If you think about it in terms of effort and things you have to actually physically do, the no contact rule is actually very easy because you don't have to do anything. So you can just sit back, relax, enjoy the time that you've got being single, and see how this person actually feels about you, because time will reveal to you how they feel. They will show you how they feel about you. It requires no effort whatsoever. So that leads me into the last point that I'll just quickly go into about why the no contact rule is so effective, right? Is that it strengthens your willpower and your emotional strength, because obviously if you've struggled with applying the no contact rule and you've given in and you've messaged them and you've done things like that in the past, you had a weak moment on a night out and you got too drunk and you felt like texting them, or maybe you was just really lonely one day or one night and you reached out to them because you thought, oh, maybe enough time has gone by, maybe now is the right moment, right? Maybe if I reach out to them, they'll say something to me and everything will be wonderful again. So when you actually apply the no contact rule properly, what it does is that it strengthens your willpower, because you've been able to not do that. You've stopped being able to give in to these desires of reaching out to your ex and things like that, right? And to break the no contact rule, basically. Okay, so it really does strengthen your willpower and your emotional strength. And what's great about that is is also displaying attractive qualities to your ex and to the person that you're or whoever the person is that you're applying the no contact rule to, because you're no longer giving in to those sort of like weak moments, right? And you're displaying that you're strong, that you can stay away, and that makes you look more attractive, right? And that will make you look more attractive to them. Okay, so those are the reasons why the no contact rule is so effective. Okay, so just a few more little hints and tips that can help you with the no contact rule. So if you have been struggling with it, like how I've expressed in this video, of how sometimes you may have moments of weakness where you reach out to your ex and things like that. One of the things that can really help with that is trying to find other things that you can do with your time. Okay, because sometimes one of the reasons why we reach out to our exes when we have those moments of weakness is because, for whatever reason, you have a lot of time on your hands to really think about and dwell on your ex, okay? It could be when you get home from work, or it could be that you work from home, so you're kind of in your same surroundings a lot. It could be because you're a student and you don't really have that much time on your hands, apart from when you're studying and when you're going to school and things. So you got to fill your time, basically, with interesting projects for yourself, things that you can work on, things that you can do, because if you don't have much going on, right, then of course you're going to have those moments of weakness and you're always going to be thinking about them. Now, it may be the case you have things that you're doing and you've got interesting things that you're doing, right, really interesting things, but they may still be on your mind a lot. And what that tells me is that you're still, feeling quite raw about the relationship and you still feel quite sensitive about it. So obviously you still need more time if you are struggling, and you already have a very full schedule, okay? But if you don't have a full schedule, okay, then you have to try and figure out ways to make your life a little bit more busy, okay? Because if you're spending a lot of time looking through old messages that they sent you, perhaps overanalyzing them, perhaps you're screenshotting things and sending them to your friends, like, do you think she meant this, or do you think he meant this when they sent that, things like that, or you're just overanalyzing them on your own. It could be as well that you're listening to songs that remind you of them and you're just sitting around being miserable. Perhaps you're looking at really sad memes about breakups and things, just really dwelling on it. And if you're consuming a lot of your time by doing activities like that, then of course you're going to stay stuck, and it's going to be difficult for you to maintain no contact, because what you've got to try and do is you've got to really try and move on. Even if this person comes back, what you've got to realize is that you don't know that for sure, and you have to move on. You have to start moving on with your life and trying to get over it, because if you're not, and you continue to do these habits that keep you stuck, right, such as looking through old messages, looking through their photos, checking their social media all the time, watching and rewatching their stories on Instagram and Facebook and things. Like, if you're doing that, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you move on. It's going to keep you stuck. And it is going to make it even more difficult to apply the no contact rule when you have those moments of weakness. Because even people who are applying the no contact rule, they've got a big busy schedule, are still going to have moments of weakness where they miss their ex every now and again, right? But the difference with those people is that they're not doing those old habits. They're not doing anything like looking at their ex's social media or going through old messages or listening to sad songs about breakups. They're not doing those things, even though they sometimes still have moments where they miss their ex and they think about their ex. Okay, but if your whole time is consumed with doing things like that, even if it's only part of the day, right, it doesn't have to be a long time, but it still keeps you stuck and it still prevents you from moving on, right? In order to apply the no contact rule correctly, you really do need to assume that they're not coming back, and that you need to move on with your life, and to fill your time with things that are enjoyable for you, that fill you with inspiration, that things that you really, really want to do, things that you're really curious about and interested in, right? To keep you engaged emotionally, okay? So your emotions aren't on your ex, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.ChristineLoveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.